Hello and welcome to another VanHack webinar. I'm super excited to be here. My name is Ilya. I'm the CEO and founder of VanHack, and today I'm joined by Riley, who's a programming team lead at Skip the Dishes. Hey Riley, how's it going?
Good. How are you guys?
I'm doing really well. As always, we want to first do an audio and video check. So everybody who's joining us live, hi. We're seeing a lot of awesome chat already. You guys just want to confirm that the audio and the video is working. Can you hear us and see us? Just give me a quick yes in the chat. Hey, Marcelo. Hey, Kelvin. Hey, everyone. Hey, Breno. Hey, guys. Really, really excited. So just, is it working? Yes, it's listening, working. Okay, great. There's a little bit of a delay on the chat. Okay, all the yeses are coming in.
That's good.
Great. Well, let's get right into it. So Riley, awesome to have you here all the way from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. Tell us more about, let's get started. Tell us a little bit more about Skip the Dishes.
Sure. So I'll kind of follow up on, what I do here. My role here at Skip is Director of Software Development Teams. So over the past year, we've grown from a team of about 20 to 65 now. And as we do that, we're continuing to grow. And we want to make sure we have the right structure and we're bringing the right people on board to support our network and our service. So part of my role is helping find eligible candidates and people hopefully like yourselves to bring on board. In terms of Skip, Skip's just over 5 years old now. Started out in Saskatchewan, which is our neighboring province. Really, it came with the idea that people needed their food. It was a food delivery service idea, and at first they weren't really sure. It was just kind of a garage startup project. But it really started to blossom, and that's come with our 5 founders. And ever since then, it was really an opportunity that they provided to say, this isn't a normal 9-to-5 job. This is an opportunity for people working, anywhere throughout North America to really buckle down in the prairies and prove that, we're a big player and we can build awesome tech here in the prairies in Manitoba.
Very cool. Yeah, I've actually been to Winnipeg a couple times. It's an awesome place. Really enjoyed my time there, and I think it's really cool to see you guys putting the tech scene on the map, so much success already. So I'm sure it's just a start. What's like you mentioned a little bit about it already, but what's the culture like of the team? You're having this growth. How's the culture? What's the day-to-day like? What's it like to work at Skip?
Yeah, that's a great question. And that's kind of what distinguishes, especially here in the prairies, what distinguishes what we look for in developers with what others might look for, with what other companies locally might look for. Everyone on our dev team, we make sure that they're passionate and motivated to build a great product. We have a world-class product. We're the top delivery food network service in Canada. Our parent company, Just Eat, is really happy with our growth and how we're doing things. And we've had talks with them to globalize and to really build, our service, not only nationally, but internationally. And within that, it takes a special kind of mindset. Some people, they want a very 9-to-5, they're told what to do. They want fill a role, where we look for people who want to stand up. We look for people who are merit-based. They want to take increasing responsibility. And we have positions. And as we grow, we continue to have more positions that require people to step up, take accountability, work through problems that may not exist anywhere else, that may not have solutions. We try to instill the sense of responsibility on the developers. In lots of dev cultures, you have a QA team and you have all these other teams where when something goes wrong, everyone's pointing fingers at each other. That's not how our team works. We kind of have resources that help us understand from a dev perspective when tickets come down the pipe or when we're building out a feature. We have people who show us integration points saying, hey, this affects apps. Hey, this affects other services. This might affect internal processes. So that developers have a full understanding of the scope of what they're building out, what they're affecting, and then they can work to make sure that when they're testing that in our dev environments, that they've covered all the bases. And then we'll push it to our staging and production as quickly as possible.
Wow.
Yeah, another thing that we found really beneficial and we've had positive feedback, and we find that it's given us a really quick turnover is a lot of developers come into our environment and they come from all different backgrounds, all different experiences. You know, some are right out of university, some have 5 years, some have 20 years. We put them through an incubator, and that's an isolated sandbox environment that we've created with a predefined set of tickets. And it really walks you through the most up-to-date patterns we have followed throughout our architecture.
Wow, cool.
This process usually takes about 6 to 10 weeks, depending kind of on you know, former experience, related experience to what you've done. And the benefit to this is during that time, we're giving the developer an opportunity to learn the patterns by themselves, to kind of work through the problems. They also have code reviews. They have feedback cycles. They're learning about unit tests, all the different tools and patterns we have incorporated in every different level of our architecture, whether that be kind of the back-end microservices that we write in Java, whether that be the APIs or the front-end applications, which right now we have our web applications written in Python, hosted in Google App Engine, or we are moving to React-based and React Native applications. So all of these things you can't. On top of that, we've recently realized that it's not enough to just share and have them understand the code basics. They also need to understand the tools we've incorporated for stuff like stress testing. So we've built out a simulator, which simulates thousands of orders and queries being signed to orders, so that you have that, you know, your system under load and making sure that any changes you've made are performance based as well. Cool. We also built out metrics so that, you know, you've built graphs and monitoring and stuff that can be put into Graphite, so that if you're on call, you're watching the services at night, you've just introduced a new feature, you're looking for spikes, you're looking for anything that's going to affect the service and could potentially hurt us in production.
Wow. I mean, that's just so awesome. So I could see all the people here in the chat, or here in the chat, really enjoying that idea. So yeah, I mean, I think with such a big amount of data, or so much, can I say, the technical term for all the different things happening at the same time in your app, the performance must be a big issue. So making sure that things can be stress tested is really smart.
Yeah. Sorry, one other thing to add is that I talk about kind of the process we have now. You know, at the rate we talk about, and just the capacity that the dev team's growing at, and also just the company in general, things change relatively quickly. Just like any tech, we're trying to keep on top of it. We're trying to use the most cutting edge tools. We might not use bleeding edge. We're not there yet. But it's something, as soon as, you know, a framework or technology is proven stable, we're willing to give it a shot. We understand that, you know, to be the greatest and the best, you have to take risks, and we'll jump on tech as soon as we think it's the best fit. And we realize that in the future, whether it be 4 months, 2 years, 5 years, that we're going to have to change that process. But, you know, we're willing to go with ideas and back each other on decisions we make. And we want people to step up and get into the shoes where they understand how things flow, they understand how our systems work, and they also can bring their expertise and their experience and say, you know what, I understand this is how this works. I think I've used this pattern in the past. That'd be a great fit for this aspect. They're bringing the pros, the cons to the table, and we run with it, and we support each other as an entire development team. Because if we don't, that's when we start finger pointing, and that's when we get into troubles.
Yeah, definitely. I like that. The pros and the cons, you know, you got to be honest up front. Really cool. That's really great. And again, I'm just seeing a lot of people in the comments here. So if you guys have any questions, I know we were kind of just talking a lot about like really like important stuff. So we're going to keep going on that. But if you guys have questions, please ask them or wait until we finish. So just please interact. We're here to talk to you guys. We're here to help you guys. So yeah, Caroline, Gustavo, Odi, Rafael, Luis, everybody here, Sergio, and like we're definitely seeing you guys' comments. I just wanted to take a moment and acknowledge that. But there's just so much to talk about. So I guess the next question is you know, with this growth, like what kind of talent are you looking for? So what kind of roles are you hiring for? And maybe what are you looking for in each role? We can kind of get deep each one and go over those.
Sure, for sure. Yeah, so this is a big one. And as we grow teams larger, we're finding that we need more specific roles, and we need roles that we never, we used to be a very horizontal team in the sense that, we had 12 developers. People come in, they want to do back end stuff, they want to do front end stuff, they want to do, mobile specific development. Now we're a team of 65. Okay, that same structure doesn't work anymore, and it's not a scalable solution. What we found was happening was that all these new devs would join, and naturally, just through experience and thought process, you have more senior devs, more junior devs. So when junior devs might push code, or intermediate devs, or even senior devs are pushing code to production all day, right? We have a continuous integration environment. When issues come up, we noticed that it was always the senior devs reporting quickest. Now, that's no fault to the junior devs or intermediate devs. That's just the structure we instill. So we found that our senior devs were fixing all of the issues. All of their time was spent hot fixing and triaging other people's code, triaging issues that possibly other developers brought in. Found that was no longer a scalable solution. So we took our teams and we split them up into product units. And I saw someone ask about kind of how we break down our business. So it also relates to how we've recently broken down our teams in terms of development. There's kind of 3 different units to the Skip model. There's partners, there's restaurants, customers, and couriers. And all 3 of those feed each other in a cycle. You need couriers to pick up and deliver the food. You need restaurants to create the food, and you need customers to order the food from the restaurant
and eat it.
And from a business standpoint, as long as we're feeding all 3 of those pipelines equally, all those teams are happy, right? There's functionality that we can expand on in each one of those business units. So we built teams according to those units. We have development teams that are focused on restaurant stuff. We have development teams that are also focused on courier and customer stuff. And by building these teams, we call these vertical teams, meaning now you have an actual product of responsibility. Within these teams, we've brought on people who specialize in back-end work, front-end work, app work, database performance, that kind of stuff. But together, they're all responsible for being experts within their domain, right? When we talk about microservices, which is how we host our back-end, there's a whole bunch of different pieces that talk together. We're actually decoupling our services so that they have designated ownership by dev teams, so that they have full say of what goes on in there, and they can promote it to production, and they do code reviews, and they only get the appropriate parties included as they go along.
Yeah, well, very cool, very cool. Just quickly, one thing for everyone whose English might not be perfect yet, courier is someone who no, it's totally fine. I just thought about this. A courier is someone who is a delivery person, someone who delivers the food from the restaurant. So when you order food on the app, you have someone maybe in a bicycle or on a car. I'm not sure how you guys do it, but they pick up the food and they bring it to someone's home. So just for everyone to understand out there. Motorboy, exactly. Yeah, in Brazil, there's a lot of people who do it on motorcycles. They call them motorboys. Exactly.
I believe if in Brazil they'd have iFood, which would be would run the similar structure that we have. There's kind of 2 different tiers. Some tiers have what we consider non-delco, meaning all of their restaurants have their own deliveries drivers. Skip has a courier pool that is not assigned to a specific restaurant. They are contractors that work for Skip, and we say, hey, this restaurant has a meal being made. We'll send you there, and this is the customer you're delivering to. So that's kind of the big difference.
Yeah, very cool. Like Uber Eats, Spoon Rocket, Foodora, etc. So yeah, there's a lot of big players in this huge market. It's really changing how food is being consumed, right? I mean, we won't go too deep into this right now, but it's pretty cool how things are different than how they used to be in the past. Okay, cool. So you mentioned there's the 3 teams, but how about specific skills? So we talked about React, Java, DevOps, machine learning, data. What does that look like?
Yeah, so DevOps is one of the big ones, and we used to just think of them as overall infrastructure. When I think of breaking down kind of the importance of the day-to-day, it's uptime, making sure we're always up. The second one is performance and scalability from the business perspective. And the third one would be feature-driven design. So DevOps kind of falls into that second pipe and that first pipe of uptime and scalability and performance. We have a lot of resources on the dev team that, all they focus on is making sure that next week we're never going to be the bottleneck for taking on more orders. In terms of our architecture right now, we're hosted in AWS. Most of our services are EC2. We're on MySQL databases, which we're trying to get away from it, but that's what we have. That's one of the tech that we're trying to work off of. That's hosted in RDS. And then, we have some of our applications. I talked about Google App Engine there. Some of our front-end applications are hosted in Google App Engine, which would be outside the realm of AWS. But like I said, those are decisions we made a long time ago. We're actively trying to work and bring those to services that we host within our own service in AWS.
Cool. Can I just ask what you guys are moving to on the database side, like Mongo or something like that?
We're not sure yet. We might go to an Oracle-based solution. That's one of the ideas where we've brought in in terms of performance, we started using Elasticache. We're looking at MongoDB. Memcache is one of the solutions we've introduced. I'll talk about this data architect and this data team that we're creating. It's one of the roles that I have listed that might not have been broadcasted before this point. So in terms of DevOps engineers, it's really about scaling, being comfortable with AWS tool suite and what we can, it's really nice to use tools that are, already available, and they have a nice suite of tools that we're looking to adopt. One of the things that we do is we've grown so fast in the past 3 years. For messaging queues is the best example. We used RabbitMQ. At the time, it met all of our needs. It was very quick. It was it's async solution, but they had guaranteed response time, and they even had an iteration guarantee, which worked well. But we've overused it now, and as we grow out our dev team, we need to introduce other solutions like SQS. At the time when we adopted it, it was the right approach for what we needed it for. It's probably not anymore for everything we use it for. So we're moving, and in terms of just how our courier pools and delivery network works, we use a lot of Polygon-based stuff. We've actively been trying to move that out of MySQL. So we have some of our database experts working on a MongoDB solution. So these are all ideas we have in terms of where we're going for performance gains. If we permanently move out of MySQL, I don't see that in the short term. But we are implementing performance tactics and caching tactics that allow us to meet the needs of the business.
Very cool. Very cool. Sounds like an interesting place to kind of dive in and solve problems, because there's a lot of stuff happening and changing, right? So it's not like you just come in and then just do the same thing over and over again for weeks, days, years. Sounds like you come in and then things are changing so fast that you're going to constantly be adapting, learning, improving, and growing as a professional. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and one of the other things is, anyone that's had experience to DevOps, I don't think it'd be news for me to say it's not really a 9-to-5 job. We're a food delivery network. Our peak load is 6 to 8 p.m. on Friday and weekends. So generally, that's a lot of the time when we need people monitoring. Our motto is kind of
pager duty.
Sorry?
Pager duty.
Yeah. Our kind of one of the things we look for is being proactive to issues, not reactive. We build monitors. We want to get to a stage where we kind of have an AI-based monitoring solution where, we've built all these webhooks and integration points to give us graphs when stuff, is above a certain threshold. But sometimes there's downsides to that, because if it's too thrashy, if it's just over or below the threshold, you're always constantly adjusting them or scaling solutions. So we need people to understand how the services work together, and to be able to think on the spot. A lot of times things come up, services die, nodes die. We need people to be able to react, get comfortable with, that kind of pressure and move forward with it. And kind of, in retrospective, how do we prevent this from happening in the future? And that's why when I talk about, RabbitMQ at the time, it was the solution we went with. It's no longer the right approach. We need failover answers, and we need, rollbacks and these kind of things that we've started to introduce, but even for us to go down for 3 hours now would be the same cost for us to have a failover strategy to a different region for an entire year. Yeah. So we need experts to come on, prove out these methods, and go forward from there.
Very cool. I will take a quick question from Alexander because I think it's interesting. How many simulation orders do you reach? Like how many in your simulations? How many orders do you guys simulate? I think that's what he's trying to ask here. It's a good question.
For simulator, well, we usually do it. I think we can do. I think if we do about 1 a second. I know in production we've hit about creating 1.3 or 1.4 orders a second. The thing with the simulator is it's fine to run as long as you're not running it when everyone else is working on it, because it is a pretty big hit to the rest of the experience. But yeah, we can spin up as many as we want. Some of the solutions we've architected from day one, and I'm kind of steering away from the roles. I'm sorry about that. But I just thought about it. We've built an architecture that worked really well when we were small. It's an event-based system, so everything's kind of asynchronous. But within that, there obviously has to be synchronous parts. For example, payments. Some of the biggest issues we're having is we need DevOps experts or even architects to come in and help us figure out where these pain points are. So we're using tools like New Relic to figure out where we have the biggest bottlenecks are, and we move forward from that and we say, okay, if we do this, what is the issues? We've with our event-based process, we do have race conditions happening more often, and we're trying to implement solutions. Sometimes we just have people monitoring and fix them. It's pretty maintainable for how many orders we have coming in during peak load. But as we grow to 10 times the size we are right now, you got to know that you're going to have 10 times as many issues. So being able to triage and have a plan in action and execute it before that gets here is the idea.
Very cool. So just like performance is a super important thing, guys. So if anyone here has experience with performance, that's really, really key for Skip. And just before we get into the roles, I saw people sharing the link for the job boards and some people already applying for jobs, which is awesome. Also, guys, I just want to share we have 4 Skip Edition jobs on VanHack. So you can apply directly to these 4 jobs or apply on the website. Both of those will be considered by the Skip team, as VanHackers that are applying, and we actually had, I think, 3 or 4 VanHackers already joining the team at Skip. So you'll be joining a community of people already they'll be there to help you out.
We're pretty excited about it.
Yeah, for sure. It's really cool, and maybe in the next time we'll have some webinars with actual VanHackers that are in the office and things like that. So we can have that later. But for now, let's go into the jobs. So we have Java, DevOps, React, and machine learning, as well as data engineer. So maybe we can start with Java and then go from there.
Sure. So right now, Java, we use Java for all of our backend microservices. It's in the microservice. Within the microservice, we use a framework called Onion architecture. It's the pattern we've adopted. So essentially, there's 3 layers, layers like in how onions are layered. And you have an infrastructure, an API, and a domain layer. And the nice thing about this is that it really decouples text. So if you want to totally replace a SaaS or a different solution, you're only really affecting 1 layer, and you're not going to bring it into the domain layers. This is something we found really useful as we try to keep up with current technologies and trends. You can essentially have, we have developers going in there, and when we talk about kind of, how we create rock stars, it's really when you pick up a ticket, you work on, making sure you meet the functionality. Can you refactor the code to meet the newest standard? And also, can you get performance gains out of what you're doing? And a lot of people would say that's kind of silly because, if you're refactoring, technically you should only be doing the same thing. Well, we create thousands of unit tests per service. So it's not really that silly. As long as everything's passing, you've met the criteria of what's been done before, and you've implemented this new one, which you've created new tests for, and you move forward from there, right? And that's really the mindset we want everyone to get into is, you may be given this feature, but you should be able to build it out, refactor it to meet, refactor the tech or the underlying tech around it to meet the scope of the ticket, as well as address performance concerns. Then you were also you're asking about the Java. So within Java, we use tools like Juke. Juke is a type-safe database language. So what happens is we have migration. We use flyway migrations for any database schemas. Juke will read off our migration. It'll build out records, Java records that correspond to this, so that we can build out our queries to the database in Java objects versus string manipulation. So if we do have any issues with the SQL queries we've built, it's going to be a compile time issue versus a runtime issue. What else do we use? We use auto value within our domains, which is an auto-generated, based on giving it an interface, it will actually compile and it'll auto-generate the concrete class. So these are just some of the tools we use, and these are all things that are introduced in the incubator, and we have rationale behind why we use these all. The really nice thing about auto value is that it auto generates equals and hash code. Things that we used to run through our IDEs manually are now built into our source codes. You have less human error introduced. Nice.
Which framework are you guys using for Java? Is there a framework you guys use?
We use Java 8. Is that what you mean by framework?
Yeah. So Java's like people are asking for Spring Boot, etc. But yeah, Hibernate, all that.
Oh yeah. So we don't use Hibernate. We use Java 8, and we use JDBC, I guess, to connect to the databases.
Cool. And like, would you guys consider bringing on people who have experience with other programming languages such as .NET or maybe Python that also work with Java? Is that something you guys are open to as well?
Yes, and I just saw someone ask about Docker. Yes, we use Docker. We use Docker in ECS, so everything's on EC2 instances. I could talk about an incident that happened a month ago, roughly, where we went down for 3 weeks. We were hosted in DCOS. We went down for a night. It was very costly, and I talk about how quickly, within 1 week, we had entirely replaced DCOS with ECS. So that's the kind of scale I talk about when I say we move quickly.
Wow.
We totally replaced our container service from one to another within 1 week. And at this time, we were doing, the highest volume we've ever done. So these are the types of risks and the trust we have within the team. I'm sorry, what was the question you asked?
Just about the framework. That's all. You answered it.
Okay.
I just want to quickly ask guys, hey, any Java 8 developers hanging out with us tonight? And by the way, everyone, this is the largest WAN Hack webinar we've ever had. 330 people now, but we had 340 people earlier. So I just want to say thanks for everyone for being here. It's pretty awesome.
Java 8 is an asset. It's not necessarily required. Obviously, we look at .NET. .NET is, it's the Microsoft stack. It's similar. We can't be that restricted to the people we hire. If you're a developer, I come with the understanding that, it's like French to Spanish. If you look at it enough, you'll understand it. You'll pick up on the basic concepts. Some of our, our core team members, the most senior devs, come from a non-Java background, and they've worked out well. It's more about the motivation and the willingness to learn and pick up languages than it is with current skill set.
Very cool. And just check out the chat, Riley, for everyone. With the 0 with the slash means like a hand up. So if you just scroll down, you see all the Java 8 developers.
Excellent.
Really excited. So yeah, that's awesome, guys. And like Riley said, if you're a .NET developer or you work with something else, don't worry about it. You can still apply. And I just want to shout out to my man Fernando Fernandez, who is like amazing Java developer, who's here with us as well. By the way, and hi Rafaelo, good to see you here. Well, cool.
When I did more development, I don't do as much development. When I was developing, I was doing a lot of Java 8 development as well. And it's a really good architecture, and especially with the onion architecture we follow. For unit testing, we use JUnit and Mockito, and it's the perfect suite given that tier because you can test every single component, even to the you can even make what I call cross-slice calls, REST calls to other services. You can test that before you merge it into, the dev environment, the dev playground, and connect with all the other services. So it's a good framework. By all means, I mean, we know that there's lots of weaknesses, but we know that there's a lot of strong developers that can come out there and help us build out our framework and our product.
Very cool, very cool. And yeah, I'm just guys, I'm loving all these questions, all these notes here. We have some great DevOps engineers. Eduardo is a software architect working with Java 8 and high performance applications. I saw Anna said she's Java 8 certified. Really cool. Yeah, guys, keep the questions coming. We're going to go through some more roles, and we'll have a lot more time for Q&A. But let's get into the front end, React. So tell me, yeah, we've talked about DevOps, talked about Java. Let's get into React. So what's up with React Native? How does that look from a mobile point of view? Do you guys have mobile teams? How does that interact? And also the front end, of course, in general.
Cool. So one of the things why we went to React is it's because it can essentially replace the need for us to have 3 different code bases for iOS, Android, and what I refer to as the web portal. One of the things we wanted to try to make sure was that as we built out these vertical teams like I talked about, we could have developers that would understand a larger code base, and reducing the number of languages you use is a huge benefit to that. So now we can use React Native as well as the React platform for web to make sure that, that it's very similar, but we have, a tool that we can use across all front-end applications. We are still on Google. We are still in Python 2.7 because that's what Google App Engine supports. We're trying to bring in people that understand both. We're trying to bring in people that want to teach React, that are super passionate about React. Cool. And there's there's another fellow that we've brought on, and that's what he wants to do. He almost wants to teach it, and we think that's a great trait because I haven't done a ton of React development myself. I do understand that it's a bit of a learning curve and different from traditional Python. So we're trying to bring people on board that are passionate about React because there is lots of opportunity to build out our apps going forward. Very cool.
And yeah, so what about other front-end frameworks like Angular or maybe Node? Would you accept, or people with like Backbone, Vue, etc.? Would you accept people who have a lot of JavaScript experience and are interested in switching over to React? Because guys, by the way, quick hit, like pro tip: if you're not learning React right now, you should be. Like if you're a front-end developer who doesn't work with React, it's in 2017, like 2018 coming up. Get with that. So everyone who's here, please, if you're a front-end developer, learn React. Start doing that now. Anyway, yeah. So what about that? Like other frameworks? Are you guys open to other frameworks, etc.?
Yeah. We are open to other frameworks. Right now, we're trying to just come down with a design guide. We use Less and Sass. We have a design team that works on branding for all of our kind of external parties. We use Bootstrap for some of our internal stuff. Again, we're just trying to adopt the proper patterns. And, React might be the solution for the next year. And then who knows what the next front end, awesome library that's going to sprout out will be. And it's the willingness to not only know React, but to jump onto the next big thing. People that, from my experience and from what I've seen from hiring, it's the willingness to jump on and learn something new. If you're really stuck in your ways, we move very quickly. I've talked about that the whole time. It's the willingness to adapt. And there's increasing roles and increasing opportunity for people that want to take on increased responsibility or learn a new tool. We have support for it. We have team members willing to jump in. There's opportunities to do proof of concepts, that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, that's so true. Like React has been coming up a lot and it's definitely hot right now, but there'll probably be something, I remember reading a post on Hacker Noon, something like, no JavaScript frameworks were created during this blog post, and it's talked about all the different JavaScript frameworks that have been created. And it's just, I guess, as long as you can learn, move quickly, and get with it, it doesn't matter, specifically what skills you have. So it's all about learning and adapting. So very cool, very cool. Anything else that we're missing on the front end or kind of the mobile with React Native that people should know? Maybe other traits you look for, technologies you use?
That's expertise in that, willingness to learn that, coming in with the understanding of how it works. are all assets to what we're looking to build out in the front end. We're currently, rebranding some of our courier restaurant and customer. Our customer has a bit of native iOS and Android, but aside from that, the majority of it's React. And having that collaboration of code between what used to be a designated mobile team and our front end teams is awesome, because now everyone's looking at the same code base. You have a greater mindset and more people that can collaborate on a larger set of code rather than just these small little niche markets.
So if you're a mobile developer, Android and iOS, you should definitely be learning React Native as well. Nice. Okay, so a good question here from Ribamar. What about Redux? Are you guys using that with React and React Native? Yeah, I figured.
Yeah, we use Redux for state-based stuff. Yeah,
for sure. Cool.
And that's, yep. When I see people go through, when I see people come through an incubator, we have a React ticket, and that is generally one that trips most people up. Because it's such a steep learning curve, and it's awesome when people come in and they're like, oh yeah, I was, tinkering around with React in my free time, and it's becoming increasingly, more and more popular as a tool to tinker with and just get exposure to. And I was like, guys, like that's what we do here. Like that can be your day job if you want to work at Skip, and if this is what you're passionate about, there's opportunity for it. Very cool. And let's do this again. Any React developers or any people learning React, just put up your hand or say yes. It's I like this. It's fun. So if you guys can just let us know, that'd be awesome. And then a good question from Fabio. Here we go. Here it comes. The wave of hands. So cool, guys. So learning, awesome. For sure. So okay, a lot. What about seniority level? So we got a couple more roles to go, but I just quickly want to jump in with this question. Fabio asked, is it just seniors you're looking for, or what's kind of like, do you guys look at years of experience, or how do you determine exactly what level you're looking for someone? Yeah, great question. That one, honestly, it's more of a fit in what you're looking to do. We've found really good success for people that have 3 to 5 years experience. Someone coming in at a junior level, that's fine. Obviously, everyone needs to learn somewhere. We support that kind of environment, but 3 to 5 years is really where we think that our environment thrives, because there's so much opportunity. It is a bit complex, but there's also reason for you to voice and build out really cool tools based off your experience and just kind of some of your previous enterprise knowledge. Mm-hmm. In terms of, that's also the perfect, and I won't say it's everyone, but sometimes the more you're exposed to certain tech tools, you get a certain bias towards it. We've had people come in with a ton of experience that just don't want to, there's only one tool for the job, and that's not really the Skip way. You have to have an open mind. We don't really have space for developer egos. You're going to be working on a team. You're going to be working with people. This is not an opportunity for people that want to be siloed off. You will have to deal with people daily and product people, and you're held accountable as part of your team. That's one of the greatest opportunities we have. That's so cool. Yeah, I like that. Sounds like a flat hierarchy. Just get SHIT done. Yeah. Great. And in terms of we also have this software team lead, because we build up these kind of vertical teams in teams of 6 and 7. That's kind of, if you want to call it agile, that's a team structure that allows a lead to effectively run a team and kind of make sure that everyone's taken care of. So we kind of, I know that me and you were talking about this a bit before we started this discussion. And the best part about this is that you have to be a good developer. And someone coming in that wants to be a team lead, you're climbing a wall. You have to understand the tech you're dealing with. You have to gain the respect of your peers, show that, you're competent technically, but you also have to want people to buy into you and make sure that, if you're leading a team, you have a team that supports you and wants to work with you. And that's really what we're looking for. And being technically competent and strong is awesome. But just because you're technically competent doesn't mean you're necessarily fit for a lead role. And I don't think that's new to Skip. I just think that's, we understand that from our standpoint as well. Yeah, that's really cool. And
I mean, to talk about like team leader, so you are hiring people to be leaders of teams. You want people to be able to step in and just take responsibility from day one and just drive the project forward, drive the team forward. Is that something you're looking for as well?
I don't know that we usually will bring people in as a senior level, and they would quickly adapt and say, okay, you know what, we'll put you into a lead level.
Right.
We don't want to put people into a lead position and then, it's not what they thought it was going to be, or it's totally different from their previous experience, and then we're stuck in a bad situation, right?
Yeah.
So usually we bring you in, we call it the Facebook structure. You bring someone in a bit below, just make sure that, they can live up to what they said, and this is what they were looking for, and this is what they want to do, and then we'll gladly give you that position, right?
Nice. Very cool.
With increasing responsibility comes increased compensation like anywhere else. We can support that. And, those are the types of opportunities we have.
Very cool.
What I consider rock stars, we give endless opportunities for. And this is the kind of, environment where people thrive.
That's awesome. And you touched on it. Let's quickly touch on compensation. Is there maybe a range, or how is that determined? Or do you want to maybe say that?
All I'll say for that is, on average in Manitoba and Saskatchewan, we are above the standard. But it all depends on expectations and what you want. We also have higher expectations than the standard, but I won't get into specific ranges now. It all depends on what you're wanting to do, your technical background and that kind of stuff.
Definitely. So yeah, if you do a good job, you'll be rewarded accordingly.
Exactly.
And definitely one thing I'll say as well, guys, just quickly on this, maybe some of you might not have ever considered, Saskatchewan and Manitoba as places you want to move. They're not like, let's be open with this, they're not considered the tech hubs of Canada or North America. But what thing is really, really cool that I'm really enjoying working with you guys is that, the cities you're located in, they have such great quality of life especially for raising families and be able to have a great, a house, a nice car, all these things that, are important for van hackers, right? So I just really want to tell you guys, and we wrote many blog posts about this in there's a specific one blog post on Van Hack, which we talk about kind of the growing tech cities and the growing tech hubs in Canada, and it's such a nice fit because a lot of van hackers, you guys are maybe married, maybe you guys have young kids, and you're looking for a place to raise them and have a great family life, and like Winnipeg and Saskatoon are awesome places for that, and working on a place like Skip, you'll be able to have all those things that you're looking for and more. So I just want to really highlight that point because it's super, it's super important for this position. And I think it's something you won't find in Vancouver and Toronto, to be frank.
Well, and one thing I'll add to that, kind of the culture as well. We have quite a few international hires, and we've had great success. And I know it's a case by case situation of success, but I think everyone coming in feels very welcome, and there's kind of that community that you're not alone, and there is other people here, and yes, a lot of people have come for Brazil, and yes, Winnipeg is not as warm as Brazil right now by any means, but you adapt to it, and a lot of people love it, and in terms of their work and their mentality, they're all in, they love what they do, and we've been really happy with the results.
Definitely. We have someone who's living in Winnipeg. I think you meant to say live, not leave, Marcio. But yeah, living in Winnipeg. And Alexander already chose his house in Saskatoon. So I think we got some excited people for sure. And Yaduraj asks, he's one of the most dedicated van hackers from India. He's asking, do you guys have any people from India?
We just actually hired one. Yeah, we do. We have people from I want to say most continents, maybe not Australia right now, but everyone else, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Like everyone comes with different backgrounds, different nationalities, we're very diverse here, and it works well. That's what I'm trying to get at. It's not, not you're walking in, and you're going to be we have lots of people that speak Portuguese and Polish and a bunch of different languages, and it works well. It's a very welcoming and warm environment.
That sounds like Canada. That's great. Awesome. And Fernando from Barcelona, really cool. And Fabio wants some snow. Snowmobiling and plenty of time for
Yeah,
snow.
there's lots of opportunity for that. Yeah.
Sweet. All right, cool. Well, we got about 13 minutes. This is flying by. It's a lot of fun. Let's get into the machine learning role. That sounds like a kind of a exciting, interesting, challenging position. So yeah, machine learning. What are you guys looking for in that prospect?
Sure. I'll talk about this one pretty quickly. So what happens is we have kind of data scientists who build out machine learning modules, predictive analysis, and we are hiring for them. But that role is not as much developer as it is kind of algorithmic genetic algorithms. Machine learning developer might be someone that works with them to get them whatever data they need to train their modules. That kind of stuff. So they might be working in Python, Flask. They'd also have to have an understanding of how our backend services work. Pretty good. That would be the Java MySQL databases.
Nice.
So that's what we're looking for in that role, because you may not have a lot of them have masters and PhDs in their field. This is more working with them to make sure that we can support them, and you have a high understanding of how to get data. And they build some really cool tools. I could talk about the tools we build for hours here, but some of them are kind of the core premise of why we've succeeded so well, and bringing the best customer experience, bringing the best experience to the customer.
Nice. Looks like Igor's excited about that position. George works with R. Yeah, for sure. So if you guys work with data science, machine learning, that's definitely a very growing and exciting field. For sure. And just quickly, Hedler asked, is Skip's going to be part of the Van Hackathon? I can't believe I didn't say this earlier. Yes, Skip will be part of the Van Hackathon. So Riley's going to be in the Slack group. There'll be a Skip channel, and there's going to be some exciting challenges for you guys to work on starting Wednesday next week until Sunday night. So you got 5 days to rock the challenge. Make sure you guys are going to be creating a great team for that. And also, I just want to highlight, Riley mentioned to me that they're hiring 1 developer a day right now. So there's plenty of room for everyone who's talented, ready to go, and motivated to be rocking the positions at Skip. And yeah, so get ready, guys. The Van Hackathon is going to be incredible. Okay, cool. So we have the data role left to go, and then we can wrap up here in the last 10 minutes. Sure. So yes, you mentioned this is like a new team you're building, a data engineering team. How's that looking?
Yeah. So what's happening is from the business standpoint, we've been very focused on performance and features. Like I said, one of the big things is to optimize our company and build a better service. We need to give back good feedback to the business units, right? We're data driven. As we've been building up our team, we've kind of neglected that and just said, here, we'll build your views. We'll get you the data you want, but it's always kind of been, we've always seen it, it's always been last on our list in terms of priority. We've come to the point where now this is one of our primary focuses. So we want, developers, data analysts, architects to join our team, and they'll be passionate about building out a facade, whether we go with, a Redshift, something more non-relational, to build an abstraction layer that we can say, hey, business, here you go. We've built you this layer of data. Now you can pull any information you want on orders, zones, couriers, restaurants, whatever you want. And I mean, the list of data requirements will keep coming in, but as we build this facade, at least we're supporting their needs. And then they can use, if we build an ELT into there, or, if we need to use a BI tool like Insight, or, I forget the one that we were using earlier. Anyways, you can use any type of modeling tool you want on top of that, right? So that's kind of what we're looking to build up. One of the things that's really, important to state about that is that joining that team now and getting in on that now, you'll be part of, the stepping stones. You'll be there to make the decisions as to why we did stuff. Instead of, joining a framework where you have a lot to learn, this will be, your insight, and you understand why we're doing things, and you have your vision as to how we should do things, and you grow with the team. We do that with the other roles, but you also have to, learn and get to those steps as well.
Very cool. Very cool. That sounds like a really exciting opportunity. It's kind of like I don't know, maybe a startup within a larger company that allows to bring a lot of value to the business. I mean, having access to the right data and be able to make smarter decisions is so critical these days. And you guys probably have so much data, and making sense of it all is not easy. So very cool. Yeah, if anyone here works with data, data science, data engineering, definitely check out those positions. Sure. And yeah, I just want to say there's some people here from Nigeria that are staying up super late to be watching this webinar. What time is it in Nigeria? Ayuambi, I think I'm saying your name correct. What time is it? It must be like 4 a.m. or something crazy. I know Yaduraj is in India as well, staying up until 4 a.m. So yeah, people are excited to be learning more about Skip, and that's really cool. And Ghana, Edwin, hey, actually, Edwin, we had someone from Ghana get hired today. A van hacker from Ghana get hired in Berlin. We'll tell you guys who that is tomorrow. But so I guess 12:45 a.m. That's not actually too late. That's the same time zone as I am. 4 a.m. in Pakistan. Now that is late.
That's late.
Wow, you guys are impressive. Cool. Okay, so we have a few minutes left here. I just want to learn about the hiring process. So what's the hiring process look like? Interview, coding challenge. How does all that work?
Excellent. Yeah. So generally, what we do is we'll look at their resumes and CVs. And we'll look for, skill set. What are you looking to do? Talk about kind of what excites you. Cover letters are always appreciated. We want to make sure, the biggest goal is to make sure that, what we can provide is we're aligned with what you want to do. Like I say, everyone here is in development or in the tech industry. It's a booming industry. You should go somewhere you want to work. I hope that, everyone we've talked to today, what we've said, what I've said excites you. And if it doesn't, there's tons of opportunity elsewhere. It drives me crazy when people join and then it's, they think, this isn't what I thought it was. I've been pretty honest today about, expectations and what it's like to work at Skip, because I would never want someone to move internationally, under the impression that Skip is something it's not. We're focused, we work hard, we build a great product, we reward people that put in time and are part of this company, and we want to take care of each other. And that also comes with, the sense of responsibility. There are times where I'm on my computer at 2 a.m. Sometimes we're up early in the morning fixing stuff. It's that drive to get stuff done and feed demand. Skip's a 24/7 network now. We have operations to do that, but at the same time, we need, dev and tech people to support it on the backside. So after this kind of looking at the resume and assessing, quality, we'll reach out to you, and we'll set up an in-person interview. Now, I'm assuming everyone at this stage would be, it's usually a video chat with Skype or Hangouts. The method's not really, usually about a 30-minute chat, just as a technical interview, talking about, what you've done, what kind of tools set you've used, what are you looking to do, just kind of getting to know you. And then after that, we'll go back. Some of the other, we might talk to other people. We might actually have, 2 interviewers for the first one. And then the second one, you might meet with someone like myself or a director that talks more about kind of what I've talked about today, what Skip's like, making sure that you understand exactly expectations. We might talk about, compensation at that level. We never really have a problem with meeting compensation. It's just it comes with increasing responsibility, and we hold anyone accountable, and we're pretty serious about, what we set responsibilities before us. And then the third, we might reach out again, depending on role, depending on where we see fit. We might have one more, just kind of going over, technical, making sure that you understand, what we're all about. We can talk a bit about kind of the visa immigration process. At that point, we might reach out one last time and do an offer, right? And obviously at any point, we might decide that you're a better asset somewhere else. And then after, the offer's all electronic through DocuSign. So once the applicant, signs, if they sign, we reach out to them to follow up and get them through the visa process. We have some immigration specialists here at Skip that would help you through that process. So that's generally the process, and that the immigration phase can take 2 months to 6 months. And in that time, we try to make sure that we can find a good spot for you and make sure that we have you in the longer term plan.
Very cool, very cool. And just quickly, yes, definitely. Skip sponsors work visa. Everyone, all jobs on VanHack sponsor work visa, guys. So either the remote or sponsor work visa. And that's actually a question that was asked: is remote? Do people ever start remotely and then kind of onboard that way, or is it you want them to start in person once they arrive?
Yeah, as of right now, we don't have remote opportunities. However, we are trying to exercise an opportunity where, while you're going through this incubator onboarding, maybe we do it remote. That might come down to process, and we have to run that by our legal team in the future. But yes, that could be an option. And could make it easier for an applicant to decide, to make sure that we're happy after 3 months or however long it takes, as well as the applicant, before we relocate you.
Cool. That's actually a really smart idea. I think you guys should definitely look into that. I'm sure you already are, but that actually makes a lot of sense. A lot of our VanHack hiring partners have a kind of remote trial before the person actually moves, so it's definitely common. Yeah, but legal and all that stuff, of course, got to figure that stuff out.
Yeah.
Cool. And what about relocation package? Like, do you guys ever help with flights, with housing in the first month, stuff like that?
Yeah, depending on the situation and the agreement, we can offer flight costs as well as a 2-week kind of temp residency. Of course, that all depends on what level you come in at, and it's a situation specific at that point.
For sure, yeah, it's all negotiable. Cool. Well, Riley, this has been really, really great. Like I said, the biggest VanHack webinar we've ever had. So thank you so much. And we're coming up to an hour, and you probably gotta go do some more interviews with hopefully with more VanHackers. So how can people reach out? I mean, we definitely, if you guys want to apply for jobs on VanHack, we have 4 of the jobs listed here. We'll have another job listed as well soon. So I'm just going to put them here. And then I guess, if people have applied on the Skip job board, we're going to send a list of everyone who attended this webinar to the Skip team, and they're going to quickly understand that you guys are from VanHack and give you guys priority or extra special attention. So yeah, guys, I'll stick around and answer all your questions, but let's just give Riley a big thank you for spending an hour of his time hanging out with us. And Riley, we'll see you at the VanHackathon next week as well.
Yeah, well, thank you very much for having me. I hope everyone applies. It was very fun speaking with you today. On our opportunities on the Skip the Dishes website, the careers page there, they're updating daily as we introduce more roles. So keep an eye on that. And thanks very much for having us, Ilya. It was a pleasure.
No, likewise, and I'll definitely see you in Winnipeg next year. I'm going to be back in Canada spring, and I'll stop by for probably a week and hang out with you guys. And we'll have a mini VanHack office. I'll be there, just helping you guys get more VanHackers on board.
Excellent. Well, look forward to seeing you, and thank you, everyone.
Cheers, Riley. Enjoy your day, man. All the best. Cool. Yeah, Riley was gone now. He's probably going to go do more interviews, like I just said. So you guys are stuck with me. Hope you don't mind. As always, I like to hang out with you guys and answer any questions you might have about in this case, Skip the Dishes as a company, as how could I say, VanHack as well. The VanHackathon that's coming up next Wednesday, so 6 more days until the VanHackathon. It's going to be crazy, a lot of fun, and of course, just generally moving abroad. VanHack Premium, if you guys really need some extra help with your English and resume, etc. But whatever you want, I'm here. So I'll stick around for another 15 minutes. Diego, I'm not a recruiter. I'm an entrepreneur. But yes, we do have a recruiting company. Yeah, questions. Could we have an interview as soon as possible? Yeah, I guess so. as soon as by Raphael, as soon as what's it called? Yeah, Skip the Dishes asks you for an interview. So I would say apply for jobs on VanHack, apply for jobs on Skip the Dishes. We'll send them to you. We'll send them to you. So yeah, for sure. Kyle, yes, I do love what I do. It is 1 a.m. here in Luxembourg, where I am right now, and I'm happily on this webinar with you guys. Much better than sleeping. So quickly, Black Friday. I haven't talked about this much. Kind of keep it a secret. It's not really a secret anymore. Every year, you guys, I think, figure it out that we have a huge Black Friday sale. It's going to be during the Van Hackathon, starting on Wednesday and ending the following Wednesday, the 22nd, 29th. It'll be the biggest sale we ever have. Every year we have it. And yes, we will have a Black Friday promotion similar to what we did last year. Everyone who joins VanHack during Black Friday gets a VanHack t-shirt, as well as, of course, a promotional price. And of course, we're going to have in VanHack Premium. Yes, Marcus, we're going to have for new VanHack Premiums. If you haven't joined recently, just let me know and we can give you the promotion. No worries. Thanks, Lucy. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yeah, so it'll be VanHack Premium will be $45 a month or $200 for Canadian for 6 months. You're going to get 8 hours a week, so 32 hours a month of English practice. Yadrash, I'll send one to you in India. Don't worry, Yadrash. In order to get a T-shirt in India, you're gonna tell me which company in India prints T-shirts at a good price, and then we can do that. Anyway, you can get 32 hours of English practice. So think about that: 32 hours for $45. That's less than $2 an hour Canadian. That's free pretty much for 8 hours for English practice with a native professor in a group. We have some Van Hackers who are VanHack Premium members like Yadraj and Cristiano. They can tell you a little bit more about their experience being VanHack Premium. But yeah, so that's going to happen next week. But more importantly, we're going to have the Van Hackathon. So the Van Hackathon will be a huge virtual hackathon. We're going to be doing in Slack. If you guys aren't in this Slack group, join the Slack group right now. That's where Van Hackathon will be hosted. We'll be hosting it there, which means that every company will have a channel. You'll be able to actually, let me just show you guys instead of telling you. So thanks, Marcelo. Yeah. Luis, we don't have VanHack stickers yet. We should create VanHack stickers. But yeah, guys, can you see my screen? Just quickly to see yes or no. Interview practice are the best. I agree. Interview practice are definitely the best. They're my favorite thing about VanHack Premium. We hang out with Van Hackers 2 hours a night, Monday to Thursday. It's a lot of fun. Okay, you guys see my screen. So cool. Yeah. So every company will have a challenge. Sorry, that they'll share. Companies will have different channels. Excuse me. For example, Booking.com was a participant last year. You have the Booking.com channel. In this channel, the company will chat with you, help you, etc. A thing like this, and then also you'll be. Just see. Can you guys see my screen now? Oh no, wait, you can't. So yeah, that's Slack. But then also you'll be. Let me switch here. You'll be. More menu. So app.vanhack.com hackathon. This is just the admin view. It's not a big deal. And you'll be able to see the challenges here. The challenge will be shared live at 9 p.m. Brazil time or UTC-2. Yeah, so yeah, this is the, I guess, challenges. You can see a challenge in here. It's an example challenge from last year. This is the Booking.com challenge. Click to say you're going to do the challenge. The company knows you're going to do it, and then just submit the challenges in the projects tab. So just quickly go back to projects. So projects, you can submit your project here, and we'll see them here as well. You know, every project, you can say what skills you worked on, and you're going to put your source code in GitHub. We're also going to use a really cool tool called Codacy to measure your coding skills, do a pure automatic peer review of your coding skills. of your projects. So this is just an example. It's going to have a grade from A to F and all these different feedbacks about it. Make sure that you have open source code in GitHub, and then add it to here. I'll explain how to do this on Sunday. And the hackathon will end on Wednesday, and companies will invite you for interviews. Teams of 1 to 4, you don't need a team. It would be nice if you have one, but it's not necessary. We're also using Trello to create the teams. Trello for the Van Hackathon teams here. Let's make sure you guys are part of this. Let me share the link for you guys so you can join. So if you need a team, add it here. If you have a team already, go here and put the team there. So let me just tap it here. And how the Van Hackathon works. I hope it makes sense. If there's any questions, join the Slack group and ask in the general channel, and someone will ask. Yeah, Codacy is pretty cool, right, Najib? I actually am friends with someone who works at Codacy, and it's pretty cool. What if you're a team that has 5 or more members? Yeah, let's do 4. So it's fair for everyone. So if you can please join another team, James. I just want to be fair. Canadian Immigration or BLA. Hope that's not your actual name, BLA, but if it is, that's a cool name. Yes, designers can participate. So Canadian Immigration. There is now a global visa called the Global Skills Visa. The Global Skills Visa is a visa that is fast tracks tech talent to move to Canada. So the visa takes 2 months. Process takes 2 months, and if any company asks you about it, you can just send them this blog post, and you can read this blog post here. It talks all about how that works. And Skip the Dishes and many other companies are using the Global Skills Visa to bring people in very quickly to Canada. So it's actually been really, really great. It's much faster. And we actually also created a success case video that you can watch with a company talking about how they brought in a van hacker to Vancouver, working with the Global Skills Visa. So it's pretty cool. Okay, cool. Let's keep rolling. When we'll see the company challenges. Yeah, Kelvin. Now I will share all of that. We're have on Wednesday, a week, 6 days from now, on the Wednesday, we're gonna have an opening hangout. Really important. Everyone, be at the opening hangout of the Van Hackathon, because you will meet the companies there. All the companies, or almost all the companies participating in the Van Hackathon will be on this hangout, and they'll be talking about why you should do their challenge, what their challenge is about, what they're looking for, basically giving you an introduction as to what they're looking for and what kind of skills they're hiring, etc. So be on that webinar, because that'll give you an advantage. We'll also record that, of course, put it on YouTube. But yeah, just be on that, and then you can kind of see. That is at 9 p.m. Sao Paulo time. So I'm sorry, guys, from India and Pakistan. I know it's tough with the time zones, but that's when it's going to start. It'll be 9 p.m. UTC -2, and I'll send everyone a calendar invite. So if you haven't joined the Van Hackathon, like if you haven't filled out this form, yeah, fill out that form, and I'll send you the invite. I'll also figure out a way to auto-invite everyone to that. Anyway, we'll figure it out. And yeah, so do you know how many positions Java developer? So Daniel Skipticious is hiring like 50 Java developers, so there's going to be a lot of jobs. Okay, questions I haven't covered. Alan, English classes. You can see an example of English classes here. You can just check it out here. It's basically an hour-long conversation, and we go around the virtual room, and people ask questions. Oh crap! Yeah. So today's interview. So you can see an example class here, and any Van Hack Premium members can just talk about how their experiences as well. Okay, guys, 1:11 a.m. Oof. Yeah, like Talal and all you guys in Pakistan, the other guys in India, I have to tip my hat to you guys. Yeah, I'm guessing you slept and then woke up for this, but if you stayed up all night, incredible. Okay, so any other questions anyone has? Okay, yeah, I think, no, Talal, you didn't stay up all night. Mobile app challenge stayed up all night. Wow, crazy. Talal, you got a job interview tomorrow, man. You have to be ready. Good luck tomorrow on the interview. Get some sleep. Okay. And there was, yeah. So George, yeah, definitely. There's a lot of good questions there. Yeah, Talal, awesome. I know you are. We had a mock interview ready to go. Cool, man. Okay, guys, maybe 3 more minutes here, and then I'm going to crash. I have to wake up early tomorrow again. Yeah, just a reminder, everyone, apply to the jobs to skip the dishes. Apply on VanHack as well as on their website, and get ready for the Van Hackathon. Form your teams, ask questions in the Slack group, be active there. Najib, I can see your name written there, so that's why I know. It's my job. I have to help everyone and know everyone do that. So one thing I want to announce here for all you guys are the hardcore Van hackers. Everyone who's here has stayed with us for over an hour and stayed up all night. So I'm going to announce something, breaking news to the Van Hack community. We are building a Van Hack bot. So it's going to basically be Ilya as a bot. Just kidding. But it'll be a Van Hack bot that will be helping you get hired. So our kind of vision for this is a bot that you can talk to, you can ask questions to. It'll help you apply to jobs. It'll help you book mock interviews. It'll help you prepare for interviews. It'll help answer any questions you have about Van Hack. It'll basically help you navigate your job search and get hired, abroad through this bot. So basically, it's a way for us to capture more data in a scalable way about Van hackers when they want to go. And then what we'll do is we'll send you automatic job alerts about positions that you're looking for. So you say, like, I'm looking for a Java opportunity with React. We'll take that and we'll send. Levy, AI stands for artificial Ilya. That is hilarious. And Raffaello, thanks, man. I really appreciate that. Yeah, VanBot, exactly. VanBot is coming soon. That's actually a really nice idea, VanBot. VanBot, sweet. Cool. So yeah, VanBot is coming, and that'll be actually Van Hack's challenge during the Van Hackathon. So if you guys want to help out and artificial Ilya, that's hilarious. If you want to help out and help us build this bot, we have a so again, just this, you guys are only the ones who are seeing this, but we have here a flow we've started to build for Van hackers to use the bot. Ilya was about the guy. It's going to have interview tomorrow. You reminded him about it. That's cool. What do you mean, like, the guy's having interview? Yeah, he is. I think you're talking about Talal. So yeah, he's definitely having an interview, and he's going to get hired in Berlin or maybe somewhere else. But I have a good feeling about this one. Okay. Yes, Bruno, we will definitely add the skip the dishes data job as soon as we get it. So VanBot. VanBot is coming soon. I think VanBot is better than VanHackBot. VanBot. And so VanBot will be helping you, get a job abroad, and so it'll ask you some basic questions. If you guys actually if you guys can add like any questions you would like it to ask you or any functionality you would like it to have, that will help us understand what to build, and so we can build a better product. So we can have that feedback loop with you guys. Jobbot.com.br. Cool. I'll check that out. Yeah, there's a lot of chatbots for jobs right now. That's a really hot topic. We just want to have one job bot or one VanBot, VanBora. Nice. VanBora, VanBora. That's funny. So we want to have a bot that is tailored specifically to our content and our community. So you guys definitely have questions that are different, about visas. You probably have questions about, other things. Diego, yeah, were you the one who said VanBot or VanBot? Then yes, you did. You did name our bot, so that's pretty cool. Louise, jobbot.com.br. Well, hey, if you good luck on your interview. I hope you get the job. So internal development, no, we don't want to have it internal. Actually, it's something we're thinking of having either open source or just having a bunch of Van hackers work on it. One thing we're really thinking about is how we can use the amazing talent that we have. Well, there's another Ilya here. Hey, Ilya, good to see you here. Are you from Russia? Yeah, привет. It's pretty cool. So Yeah, so we want to figure out something we're really talking about internally. Like we have only one developer on our team right now, but I think we can have like thousands, or maybe in the future. So how can we have a distributed team that's building stuff? It's something we're really thinking about a lot internally. Maybe open sourcing parts of VanHack, something like that. Certifications are not relevant at all to hiring Luciani. .NET jobs, yes, there'll be definitely .NET jobs for the Van Hackathon. You can see some .NET jobs on VanHack already. Actually, VanHacker just told me that he finished an interview in Montreal for a .NET job, and he probably got hired. So I think that we got two VanHackers hired. So two hackers hired today, and probably another one tomorrow, and apparently another one got hired to skip the dishes, so for sure. Diego, yes, we'll hire you to name things anytime. We'll pay you 1 beer for every name you come up, okay? Is that good? That's hilarious. Cool, Ilya from Russia. I'm from Krasnoyarsk. Я родился в Красноярске, но я уже долго живу в Канаде. Cool, so we need more Van Hackers from Russia and Ukraine. I feel like we don't have any presence there, but there's a lot of really good developers, and I think a lot of people are living want to move in Canada. So Yaduraj, yes, 300. We are at 277 Van Hackers hired now. So we need 23 more hires to hit 300 Van Hackers hired by the end of 2017. And so yeah, we're counting on you guys to make that happen. Cristiano, may you lead? Yeah, lead the crazy Van Hacker team. Yes, of course. Well, you and Anderson for sure. Let's talk about it, because guys, this is Van Hack for sure. Yeah, no, I'm pretty impressed, guys. We are really good night, Marcelo. Merry Christmas. It's not Christmas yet, but yeah, it is coming up soon. I have to say, I'm really impressed, guys. We started the year with 101 or 102 Van Hackers hired. We've doubled the amount of Van Hackers hired in 1 year that we did in previous 2 years. We're having this exponential growth, and that's really because you guys are working your butts off, and I think it's just so cool to see. Today was our biggest webinar ever. It's really cool. William, you should definitely apply for a job on VanHack. Check out all these jobs we have. We have DevOps jobs. Oh, whoops, that's the wrong link. You can see the message broadcasted here, but sabe você tem quanto tempo de experience? Rafael, English only, my friend, please. Omar, good night. Anyway, what I was saying, guys, is that it's really growing. Yeah, we had a Van Hacker from Nigeria hired. Ayobami, I'm sorry. Guys, in Nigeria, we really want to expand into Africa. Yeah. These guys that were hired were their premium users. No, so not all Van Hackers that hired are premium. Most Van Hackers that are hired are premium users because they get much more experience and attention. And I would say like our team just works really close to Van Hack premium members. And also I see people who are Van Hack premium members, maybe I'm wrong, but more dedicated, because like if you're willing to invest in your own education, if you're willing to invest in your profile, you are more likely to really want to get hired and work hard. Guys, can we please speak English? There's a lot of people here that don't speak Portuguese, so por favor, vamos falar inglês, pessoal? Sim? Okay. Our second value is your English is always getting better. So, sorry, our third value is your English is always getting better. Yeah, so let's speak English. Anyway, the point is, it's okay. Yeah, so Najib doesn't speak Portuguese. I speak 3, Russian, English, and Portuguese, a little French and Spanish, but I wouldn't count that. Okay, so we really want to expand into Africa. We had someone from Ghana get hired in Berlin today, which is awesome. We had someone from Nigeria get hired in Malta, as I mentioned before. So yeah, like I really feel like Africa, Asia, all these amazing places, Eastern Europe, VanHack is not really present yet. So please, guys, if you have friends that are developers, then please tell them about what we're doing, just because it helps us, and then hopefully they get some awesome jobs too. So yeah, nice, Humbert. That's great. German is so hard. I don't know. Congrats on speaking. Speaking. Oh, Najib, you're from Brazil. Cool. Sorry, your name sounded like a name from Asia. Okay, guys. Any questions? Last minute questions here. I am about to go to sleep. Please ask me questions. Anything. Marcio, yes, I do speak Portuguese. How do I join the Trello board? Odi, good question. Trello. So we have a link for Trello. We'll be sharing on more in the Slack group. Odi, are you in the Slack group? If you aren't, you should be joining the Slack group. Cool. No Egyptians. Ahmed, I do think we have some Egyptians. No Egyptians hired yet, Ahmed, but we do know that there's a lot of freaking amazing developers in Egypt. So yes, we will get more. Okay, so guys, it has come to the end. I am officially exhausted. This has been the best VanHack webinar ever. It really has. So thank you guys all for being here. Thank you all for your feedback, your questions, your energy. Everyone who stayed up late, thank you for doing that. VanHack has jobs for booking.com too. Yeah, we do have jobs of booking. And Ilya, please tell all your friends in Russia about VanHack. That'd be sweet. We actually have this post just quickly for Ilya. Please tell, we have a post in Russian about VanHack. And for anyone who's not Russian but wants to watch me in a YouTube interview, check this out, this video. So yeah, for anyone who's interested in watching me with my not such good Russian anymore, please check that out. And yeah, Ilya, if you can please share this link with your friends in Russia and all over Ukraine, etc., Russia. Yeah, Winner. So Winner was actually one of our first interns. It's good to see you here. Yes, you have been following us for a long time, man. And I'm sure it's really good to see you guys. My pleasure. It's a lot of fun for me too. Yeah. I'll see you Wednesday at 9 p.m. UTC-3, Wednesday night, the 22nd of, not yet, Victor, not yet. VanHack needs to be the celebrity. VanBot, let's make VanBot famous. Hashtag make VanBot famous. That'd be really cool. Okay, Wednesday, the 22nd of November, UTC-2. We will see you at the Van Hackathon opening hangout. Bring your friends, broadcast live around the world. It's free. It's here to get you hired and get an awesome job abroad. Also having a remote job. Hashtag VanBot famous. VanBot FTW. That's awesome. Okay. Good night. And Jean-Claude VanBot. God, that's hilarious. Guys, yeah, and guys, if you enjoyed this webinar, do me one favor and share it. Share VanHack on your Facebook. Share VanHack on your LinkedIn. Just a lot of people think VanHack is not real. They don't think this is a dream. It's a scam. Please tell them we're a real company, real people trying to make a real difference. We're helping real people get hired. So yeah, please share VanHack with your friends. That'll really make a huge difference for us and get more VanHackers hired. So yes, I will see you on the next time on the VanHack webinars 22nd at 9 p.m. UTC-2. Okay. And yeah, we'll see you soon. All right, guys.